Meeting the Edomites and the Idumeans, God's enemies. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Isaiah 34:5. Jesus was a Galilean, not an Idumean. He was 4 countries away from the Idumeans, the Jews. They had moved from Edom to Idumea, which is just Greek for Edom. And they opposed the Israelite Messiah because they weren't Israelites. They were Edomites, God's enemies, the Idumeans. And Jesus was up here in Galilee, and as we see, he would have to go through Samaria and Judea and on down to Idumea to be down where the Edomite Jews lived. So Jesus was not an Edomite. And yet they tell us that 2,000-year-old lie that he was an Edomite, which just isn't true. So this is quite a new revelation to folks when they understand that Jesus was not a Jew. He was a Galilean, as were all of his disciples, with the exception of Judas, who was an Edomite. He was from Idumea. In fact, Iscariot, his last name, is named after a city in Idumea. So that's who Judas Iscariot is, and that's where the mark of the beast will come from, the 8th beast of Revelation 17:11. As we take a look at that verse, we come down here and see that it says, and the beast that was, in other words, it was before John wrote the Revelation, and is not, in other words, it didn't exist in 96 AD because it had been destroyed in 70 AD at the destruction of Jerusalem. Even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. So as we look at the 8 beasts of world empires, we see that Egypt was the first, then Assyria, then Babylon, Medo-Persia is the 4th, Greece is the 5th, Rome is the 6th, Napoleon is the 7th. He lasted a short space, just like Revelation said he would, and then Rothschild took over in 1800, and that's when Satan was loosed for a little season. 200 years is a little season to God. Every war from the War of 1812 on has been caused by the Edomites. And this hexagram adds up to 666 in many ways geometrically. So we see what the mark of the beast is going to look like. It is the 666 sign geometrically, plus we have the barcode today, which will also be involved in that. And as we see, there are 3 6s hidden in each barcode. The 2 little lines on the left, in the middle, and on the right are 3 hidden 6s in every product that you buy. And of course, the mark of Rothschild's name, the hexagram, adds up to 666 geometrically. So we see here what the mark of the beast will look like when it finally comes sometime around 2012, or maybe even before that.